Hello, welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade. Are you aware that 70% of pastors constantly fight depression and burnout for the frustration experienced as a result of ministry workload, discouragement, and pressure? We help leaders grow healthy churches. We are excellent at what we do, and we are fast becoming the best of the very best. Magnicraft Consulting is set up to help both small and large-sized churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics tools, effective retention strategies. We give the right and appropriate and professional advice. We are the certified church consultants with the Society of Church Consulting in the United States of America. Trust us to help you grow. Don't wait till it's too late. You will be glad you did. Call now on 0802-324-2258. Email contact@magnicraftconsulting.com or magnicraftconsulting@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @Magnicraft Limited. Magnicraft Consulting. Doing church.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for hooking up with us. Thank you. This is February, it's the second month of the year 2022. We are so glad that you're part of this broadcast show. My name is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting. Niyi Dunmade is my name. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps churches grow healthier through empirical assessments, trainings, and strategic blueprints. And so I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. I run this weekly broadcast show live on Monday, 7 a.m. Nigerian time, West African time. And also, I want to thank everyone who is making comments, sharing our posts, liking our posts, giving us some good rating for the artificial intelligence to push out the content out. I want to say a big thank you to everyone making the comment. Today, we're going to go start on a good one. Today, one shocking balance your church needs. One shocking balance your church needs. One shocking balance your church needs. And so I want you to just go on our YouTube channel. There's some good membership rates there for you to join. And so we want go dive into the balance between leadership and management in your local church. The balance between leadership and management in your local church. One shocking balance you need in your church. I'm going to just lay some foundations here on one shocking balance your church needs to move forward effortlessly. That's the balance between leadership and management. Leadership and management. Okay. One of the things I would say here is you need two legs to keep a balance. You know, two legs to keep a balance. I mean, from an adult to be able to run and move at a very fast pace, just like the train. The train too, you need two tracks to be able to move fast. Okay. A train cannot move by just one track. Okay. And so you need the track of leadership and you need the track of management. Another illustration that one of my professors when I was learning in the Society for Church Consulting used bumpy tracks and John Ewart, Dr. John Ewart. Okay, you need two tracks to be able to make a movement of the train. Okay, from one point to another. Once there's something wrong with one of the tracks, there's something wrong with the movement, and so there have to be a balance. Then another illustration is the plane. Okay, the airplane, the aeroplane. The aeroplane has two wings, and a plane cannot move without having those two wings for balance. Okay, so church growth is a result of getting some things right. and not just one thing right. So don't always have that concept that once you have one thing right, you're going to have church growth. Church growth is a result of a fantastic combination of getting some things right. And church health, on the other hand, is a result of a balance. Okay, some things have to be active, some things have to be in alignment, some things have to be working, and then in unity, togetherness, and but then the key word is balance. You can't have health without balance. One key balance your church cannot afford not to have in today's world. Today's world is so complex. The church have to go hybrid, global, from just being used to a local setting. You want your church to move forward very fast in a very volatile digital space, more mobile, with a cutting edge movement for the 21st century church today. And so we're going to go straight on with that foundation. Before I go on, one surprising balance your church needs. I want to tell you that please get my book on church retention. Church retention is a fantastic book. It's been selling so hot. Is every pastor, if you're a pastor, I am not gotten that book, I plead with you so that you do not look like you are really burning out and you are not getting the desired result that you want. Make sure you get that book. It's going to help you. It's on Amazon, and you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'll be glad to to dispatch the book to you wherever you are. So make sure you get my book, Church Retention, Pathway to Growth. Then one of the things I want to just share here today is some quick tips and on the balance of leadership and management. Leadership versus management. Okay, most of the time the word leader and manager are always used simultaneously or interchangeably with each other. But the thing is that one thing I would say is that when a church is small, you can actually just suppose one person running the leader and manager role. But as the church is growing and getting more complex, away from simplicity, then you have to be able to get some form of different persons running the leadership side of the church and the management side of the church. Okay, and then that's just one of the things I would say. So when the church is small, there are certain things that the church needs to get to be able to some certain essential characteristics for a healthy church of any size to be able to move towards health. Okay, so for a small church, you can easily know who is absent. Okay, for a small church, you can actually concentrate on good discipleship because you are small. Okay, that's why Jesus Christ discipled 12. Okay, individual health is so key, unlike for a large church. And then for a small church, you can also think about how you want to follow up those who are not coming. You can easily monitor your frequency of attendance. Your pastor can be very relational, down to earth, trying to go with a resilient attitude to reach out to the lordship, unlike when the church is large. So this slide on the screen is to tell you that some traits of a small church that we need to imbibe and the traits of a large church that we need to imbibe, so that tells us the essential features, essential characteristics for a healthy church of any size, so that we can be able to deliver the benefits to the member and the community at large. Okay, but I'm going to come back to this on how you're going to make sure that if you're a large church, some of the features of a small church that makes them healthy, how can you be able to get them? Because if your leadership and management is not balanced, you cannot be able to take the features of a small church and be able to express that in a large church, or take the features of a large church and be able to express that in a small church. So I'm going to come back to this slide. This is something we're going to run all the Mondays of February. Okay, and then one, church growth is a result of getting some things right. Okay, so it's not about you just praying all the prayers enough and then pray all the prayers enough and then you feel that the church is growing, or do all the deliverances you can do and then your church will grow, or you want to do all the evangelism and then but then you have to have some a good combination of certain things. And leadership is doing the right things. Management is doing things right. So that's the balance. We're going to talk more on leadership versus management. Okay, and then I move on fast. Time is running. There's something about time. Time has never stopped. It's always running. Church health is a result of balance. Okay, balance. When I mean balance, I mean that there are certain things that must be active, must be aligned, must be working in unity, togetherness, and they must work in balance. I said that earlier on. And if you're going to have that balance, I can tell you that you can easily going to have a church health. And you see, one of my philosophies is, once you have church health, I can tell you that your church can grow. Okay, once you have church health, there's a clear strategic vision, there's strong leadership, there's strong management involved in inspiring those who are working for you, then you can going to get the better result for your effort as the church is healthier. Number 3, 2 words taken simultaneously but are different depending on the size of the church. Okay, so for a small church, you can see some people who are in a managerial role but they are termed as leaders, or some who are in a leadership role are termed as managers. You just need to be able to understand that. And when the church grows beyond the size of one pastor, which is 150, 100 and 150, you would have to begin to restructure in such a way that the leader is specializing on leadership and the manager is specializing on administration, management, and operation. Okay. Then number 4, a good leader is not someone who makes all the right decisions all the time. Okay. You have to make sure that the leadership aspect of your church and the management aspect of your church, they are all taking decisions. It's an action verb that has to do with do. Leadership is an action word. It's something that you do, and management is an action word, is an act of doing something, and you have to do. So there's a form of decision making, a lot of decision making, and you see, you being a good leader does not mean that you have to take all the decision, or you have to be the one who makes all decision all the time. Then number 5, an efficient leader does not need to be good at every role within the church. You see, one of the things I found out, especially some general overseers, they just want to show that they know they are good in every role. But the thing is that you are not good in every role. You are not just at your best or at your efficient. You can have an idea about every role, but you cannot occupy all kinds of roles. So an efficient leader does not need to be good at every role. There's just one place, that's a leadership role that you need to occupy to be able to make some form of inspiration to others. Okay, don't forget that there are leaders at every level of your church. Okay, there are leaders at every level of your church. So it's not just those at the top that are leaders who are called leaders. Remember that cream always rises to the top. So leaders who are at the top are from the organization who rise to the top to become good leaders. Okay, and then number 6, true leaders give their team the room to make their own decisions. So the fact that you are the top leader in the church does not mean that you don't give other leaders opportunity or the room to make the decision that they need to make. And so true leaders give their team the room to make decisions. They hire up to give the lower leaders some goals and some form of boundaries to be able to make some decisions. It's when those decisions are beyond their authority or responsibility, or what they are accountable for, they can now recourse to higher authority, so that you don't have to get to a point of micromanaging as a leader. Most managers don't usually get too well on leadership, and most leaders tend to micromanage. They tend to be very poor at manager. I'm going to go dive into the early church in Acts chapter 6 verse 4, where the apostle says, we are not going to dabble with the management or administration of giving bread and communion, but we are going to concentrate on the leadership core of prayer and ministry of the word. Okay, so true leaders give out to their team the room to make decisions. Okay, they called out all the disciples in a strategic meeting, and they were able to make some decisions. And one of the things I want to say in Acts chapter 6 is that there was a decision that was made, and the whole congregation was very, very happy with that decision. Okay, so that's the true leaders give room to their teams, to their subordinates, the room to make their own decisions within a clear-cut boundaries as a church. Okay, so one of the things that I want to say that helps to create that balance is that for you to be able to be at your peak performance as a church, you have to make sure that you have people who are faithful, who are available, who are teachable, who you can trust. So you can see the 9 quadrant on your screen. I'm going to just run this quickly. The lower side of your screen, that's the LP and the L fat. That's you are low in performance as a church, and you are low in fat. You know what I mean? Fat, faithful, available, and teachable or trust. So that's where that's a major imbalance in your church, where you have low people who are low commitment in faithfulness, in availability, and teachable volunteers or staff or members of your church. Then you're going to have low performance. It's just natural for you to have low performance, and then you get. But one of the things I also want to tell you that the other side of the coin for the imbalance is when you have high performance and then you have low commitment, low faithful, available, and teachable and trustworthy people. That's the upper side of the first column, and that's a dangerous place to be. I prefer to have medium performance from a medium faithful, available, and teachable kinds of volunteers. Okay, and then that is even more safer than you having high performance with low fat. Okay, now but the thing is, where the real balance is where you have the green, the light, the top side of the graph, where you have the top side of the graph, where you have high performance and you have high faithfulness, you have high availability, you have high teachable people, and you have high trustworthy people. So one of the things is that you must be able to tilt from this side to the other side, okay, from the red cycle to where the green button is. What are you going to do to make sure that the human resource that God has blessed you with, you are able to move them from this side to that side, okay, from the low performance and the low fat to the high performance and the high fat zone of the church. And that's how you have to do it, by putting the round peg in round holes. Everyone is not the same. Everyone's personality is not so constant. It's only God that is constant. So somebody that you know, I've got classmates who were together 20 years ago. I mean, they change. The fact that at the age of 12, you know someone, you are best friends, does not mean that when you are 42 or when you are 62, you're going to just still know that person. Okay, people change. And so every year as a church, you need to make sure that all the human resource that God has blessed you with, you are actually making sure that square peg is in square holes and round peg is in round holes, because that's the only way you can create the balance in leadership and management. I'm going to talk more on the people, on how you're going to create that balance in your church. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here and to make sure that we wrap up in 20 minutes. Okay, so please, if you have any question as regards what I've shared so far, please go on our Facebook, go on our Twitter handle, Instagram, follow us on Instagram, subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, to turn on the notification bell so that when we upload a new video, you will be notified. Okay, we're going to talk more on the issues on leadership and manager from anywhere in your church and that kind of thing in your church, because there have to be a balance between management and leadership in your church. Okay, so feel free to ask me any question on all our social media handles. Please, we also do what they call it, consultations. We also do revitalization. We also do trainings. We also help churches with strategic blueprint. This is just foundation. There's still more to share on the one surprising balance your church needs to have in 2022. So please, if you have any church-related question, let us have it. Drop your question. I want to learn from you. Drop your comment. Drop your input on some of these things. Let us continue the conversation. Share this video. Give it a thumbs up. Share this video to a church pastor, a church leader, and I'm sure it's going to bless you for that. And also make sure that you reach out to me with any questions that you may have at all in your as you listen to this video. Thank you so much. Till I come your way next week, Monday, again, with the continuation of one surprising balance your church needs. I say bye-bye and God bless you.